Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to this new video. In this video I'm going to be rendering Dreadnight's face. So I'm going to be pulling out my flashlight for this because well, normally I pull out my flashlight when I get really when I have to get like an up close shots on things, and I have to be very detailed and very specific with the line work. When I really get close to the page, I like to use the flashlight on the phone to really get into the artwork itself. So I throw lines down that make sense, and then not do something that I shouldn't be doing. So if it's bothering, my bad. But yeah, so right now, as you can see, I'm working with the Fudenosuke brush pen, and I'm using this right now just to work on the contours, and I'm going over the horns, going over the ears on the outside edge of the face, and yeah, I mean, doing the contours in my case, it helps me to identify, or it helps me to see clearly what shapes I'm messing with, get a feel for the space that I'm going to be working on. And so I like going over that stuff so I can get a good feel for it. Normally when I render, I tend to work the contour as I'm doing the rendering itself. Sometimes I do the rendering first, sometimes I do the contour first, like in this case. But I mean, it all just depends on what I want and how I want to approach it. And then in this case, I'm pulling out the Copics, going back from as you've seen in the previous video, I like going back and forth between my tools. I use Copics, I use microns, I use all kinds of tech pens because there are specific lines that I want. There's a fineness to it that I want, and so some tech pens work better than others. So yeah, once I know which ones I want, I just like working with the ones that I think would be best for me. So yeah, so in this case, I'm using the Copics, which I recently discovered. What is it, like about 2 months ago? Like I have been, like I thought for the longest that Copics were hyped up, like overpriced and hyped up. For some reason, I had that impression about them. And I always thought that, well, if I can make use of microns and other ones, then why mess with Copics? I didn't think that they would be much different, but no, I was incredibly mistaken with that. Copics have a really nice quality to them. They flow really nicely, and yeah, I really enjoy working with Copics. And so I bought one just to see what they were like a few months ago, and man, what a it's not a significant difference, but it is in terms. Well, I think I would say a significant difference, because it is. I mean, it is noticeably different from microns and other tech pens that I've used. In the sense of smoothness, yeah, I think just in general, I think it's just a better tech pen, and yeah, I'm kind of bummed out that I've been missing out these last few months, years of not using these. But yeah, I want to make up for that time, and I'm gonna hopefully just make a complete switch over to microns. I tested out a Copic brush tip in a few videos back, and it worked wonderful also. So yeah, Copics in terms of inking and tech pens is really good stuff. I highly recommend it, or at least I recommend give it a try. Maybe it works for you, maybe it doesn't, but it wouldn't hurt to try it out. And yeah, I've seen some other artists, like for example EVS. He uses Copics all the time, and I've seen Rob Willis. He uses Copics also all the time, and I mean, if those guys are using it, then it's worth trying it at least. And yeah, so I did, and I like it, and I'm gonna use it. Hopefully, just to revert to them and work with Copics just exclusively, almost, if it's possible. But we'll see what happens. So yeah, so as you can see, I'm rendering the face, and Yeah, I'm just I'm keeping my distance from the page. I want to take a look at the face as I'm rendering it, and then like adding where I think could be or adding highlights and things like that, and texture lines where I think it would be necessary, without transforming the face too much. I want to make sure that I respect the shapes that I have already laid out, like the nose, eyes, and the mouth. Working with the jawbone, the jawline, working with cheekbone area. And I just want to make sure that I respect those shapes, and yeah, the teeth and everything. So I'm just adding lines little by little as I can, to try to, like, mold and make that shape and make it more vibrant, make it pop more. So yeah, just adding a little bit here and there, and then yeah, and then we'll see as I get further into it, like how much deeper I dive into it, and yeah, so that's usually the process. As you can see, when I do my pencils, I don't do this rendering stage, and I don't know, I just think it's like working twice, it's like doing double the work. Like if you render it in pencil, you have to go through the trouble of rendering it in pencil, and then if you render it in ink, you have to render that whole area all over again. So I'm like, man, I'll just render it one time around. At least that's the theory. I don't know if it actually makes a difference, but that's the theory in my case. So I don't render it until I actually get to the inking stage, and which is which is why I just only, when I do the pencils, I just only do like the simple lines of the actual figure, just a very, very minimal amount of lines. And then, for example, if you can see at the bottom edge of how I have like the arm like almost rendered out, you can see, for example, like where I'm already like laying down ideas and concepts for what the shapes are going to be like. And so when I get to inking, I just like ink it one piece at a time, and yeah, so that's my process. It may change. I'm not a stickler to anything. Like, I mean, I may change and experiment something else, and if it works better, then go with that. But for the moment, this has been the process that I've been using for a while, and I like it. I don't know if I can go as far as to say that it's gotten me good results, but I like it, and I like how my work comes out at the end with that. And so I'm gonna stick to it. And yeah, see, I'm jumping around. So right now, for example, I'm rendering the hair. Yeah, most of the rendering, most of what you're seeing here is just of me taking cues from artwork that's already existing with this character. In this case, my biggest reference has been Corey Barton's artwork on the project. He's drawn this character a few times already, and so I just take a look at some of his pictures and then just try to work off with what he's done. And yeah, trying to add like my taste to it a little bit. So hopefully we'll see it in the end result if it came out the way I had planned or not. And then we'll see what happens. And then here, for example, I'm pulling out the Copic again. And I don't know if you noticed, but for example, on the hair, there's no contour line on the hair, so it's just me rendering. This is, for example, the case of me rendering the shape without doing the contour first. So it just depends on how I feel at the time that I'm rendering. And then after I'm done, for example, with this, I'm going to go over with the contour and yeah, put it and round everything out. And again, I'm drawing this Dreadnight character because this is what my YouTube subscribers have recommended. I did a series a while back called "What Should I Draw?" where I asked the viewers to give me suggestions on what characters to draw, and they gave me a few suggestions. And then in another video, we had a poll and a vote, and then this character was the character that ended up winning. So per that video, I'm drawing Dreadnight, and then on the actual video, on the communities tab button in the channel, you can take a look at the finished line art for this piece, and it's already done. And so I'm just going back and showing you how I did the art, and yeah. So right now I'm currently working on some commissions, and then once I free up a little bit, I'll do the video again. And remember that for the next video, I want to try my hand at a Marvel character. So start getting your ideas together for the next topic. It'll be a Marvel character. Hopefully, I'm going to lean towards characters that I haven't drawn yet. And yeah, I'm sorry just to interrupt myself. You can see me doing the contour on the hair. See, I'm going over the hair, the contour lines on the hair, going over the horns. Yeah, so that's a case of like me working a little bit backwards in that case. And so Dreadnight is the topic for this first episode of What Should I Draw. The next one is going to be a Marvel character. Get your ideas ready for what Marvel character I should draw next, and I'll be sure to do that. And also please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you like the video. Please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything. I'm going to be posting a few more videos of this character as I render the arm, and I think that'll be it, the round arm, and that'll be it. And then yeah, I'll be sure to leave updates in the community tabs for when I'm ready to start doing the next What Should I Draw character. And yeah, that's pretty much the process. And yeah, so see, after I've done the hair, I'm going back over to the eyes, trying to darken it out so I can put some more focus on that. Going over different areas on the face, and yeah, going back over some shadows. I'm not fully finished with this. I have to go back and do some more rendering around the character. Now that I got the torso and stuff to finish. And but yeah, I'll do that I'll do that behind the scenes. And then the last video that I have for you guys with this, I think I'm rendering the arm, the arm in the bottom half of the screen, and you get to see how I approach that. And yeah, so everything came out pretty good on this. No major mishaps, and everything came out pretty nice, and I'm happy with what came out. And yeah, I hope you like it. Also, if you do, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and please ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on any of the videos that I'm going to be posting over the upcoming days. And that's it. I'll catch you in the next video. You guys be safe. Have a great one. Take care.
And before you go, don't forget that I'm working on my own comic. It's called Ominous, and it starts with a 10-page preview with story and artwork by yours truly, featuring this sweet cover colored by the awesome Matt Yackey. So be sure to follow me on Twitter and subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on everything.